What in the world is going on with the real estate market in the Midlands of South Carolina? I'm seeing indications that the market is about to explode. I'll share those details and give you my prediction for what I believe is going to happen between now and the end of the year and how it impacts you if you've had any thoughts of buying or selling in the future. First, what I'm seeing here locally. August is typically slower because kids are getting back into school, but what we've seen is a lot of market activity. We've put 28 buyers and sellers under contract since August 1st. It's currently the 15th, and we've seen a significant amount of listing activity. We have 12 sellers that are going to be listing in the next 2 to 3 weeks, and we also have another 25 or so sellers that are going to be listing in the next 3 to 6 months. Are we in a good market? We are in a way better market than we were earlier in the year. Rates have come down recently, and although the economy necessarily isn't in a great place, we've seen more home buyer activity. Looking year over year, in July, the overall median sales price went up slightly, the number of closed sales went up 4%, and the big one, inventory rose 52.4%. Experts predict that the Fed will cut interest rates towards the end of September, but nobody really knows how much. But it's safe to say that as it becomes cheaper to buy a home, more buyers will enter the market. I am most interested in what's going to happen with homeowners in our area. So many homeowners feel stuck because of their interest rate. A huge majority of the homeowners that we speak to have an average rate somewhere between 2.75 and 4% on their current home. I understand not wanting to give up a great rate like that. However, when rates get into the lower sixes, I predict that a significant number of these homeowners will consider putting their home on the market. Low sixes is much better than what we saw earlier this year. I would love to see low fives, but I don't believe that will happen until 2025 and probably the later part of 2025. Many homeowners ask, is it good to sell now or should I wait until rates come down or maybe even lower next year? First, I think you should do what makes sense for your family. However, there are some benefits to selling now. I believe in September, sellers who have their home listed will be positioned to benefit from the buyer push we expect to see when the Fed cuts rates. And best of all, there's not a lot of competition. If you wait, you'll be fine, but you'll most likely have to compete with more sellers. Also, once you sell, you'll be buying at a lower rate than most did earlier in the year, and you'll have to compete with less buyers than I believe you'll have to compete with later in the year and next year. This reminds me a lot of 2020. Our team had somewhere between 60 and 70 listings, and a good handful of those properties were really challenging, hard to sell because of location conditions or other factors. Buyer demand went through the roof, and properties like that were typically harder to sell sold, and they sold for record prices. I don't think we're going to see that kind of craziness, but I do believe we'll see hints of that type of market as we move through the fall and the winter. I believe buyers who purchase a home between now and December will be very happy they did in 6 to 12 months. The lower the rates go, the higher prices are going to go because of the lack of inventory. We still don't have enough homes locally or nationally. One good thing about buying now, many lenders are offering refinances at very low cost in the future if you secure a home now. I'm overly optimistic with where things are heading in the Midlands of South Carolina. We continue to be one of the fastest growing, most affordable areas in the country, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. As always, if you have any questions about our market, you're thinking of moving to South Carolina or selling your house here in the Midlands, I would love to be a resource. My information can be found below.